Assalamualaikum everyone, welcome back to this channel. This is me, Alia Wahid, and this is from the Medicare channel. So, in this lecture, we are going to discuss about the indirect acting cholinergic agonist. So, in the previous lecture, we have discussed about the direct acting cholinergic agonist. Okay, but now in this lecture, we are going to cover this. So, first of all, I want to make a concept in your mind that what is that indirect acting cholinergic agonist. So actually, in the first, we see that in the direct acting cholinergic agonist, we see that these kind of drugs they act like a neurotransmitter acetylcholine and produce their specific effect. But now in this type in the indirect acting cholinergic agonist, we have no relation with the acetylcholine. Now the relation is with acetylcholine esterases, and all of you know very well that we have acetylcholine esterases. This acetylcholine esterases is responsible for the breakdown of acetylcholine into choline and acetate. If you remember this spelling, I don't remember ACTAT. Okay, so just keep it out. The wrong spelling, you will see it from your book. So now the indirect acting cholinergic agonist, all of these types of drug will interact with it. Okay, in order to stop this to degrade our acetylcholine, because we want to save our acetylcholine. So in order to save it, we are going to bind with it, or we are going to decrease it. Okay, so now there are, as you can see here written, that we have two types of indirect acting cholinergic agonist. First we have reversible, irreversible, and then reversible. So what is mean by irreversible indirect acting cholinergic agonist or reversible? So first of all, we will discuss about the irreversible indirect acting cholinergic agonist. So as all of you know very well that irreversible means now always in the indirect acting there is a relation between our acetylcholine esterases and with our drug, whatever the type of drug we are giving. So now, in both of these type, whether it is reversible or whether it is irreversible, both have this type of interaction between the drug and between the acetylcholine esterases. But in the type of irreversible, the bond which created between it is a covalent bond, is a very strong bond that it could not be breakable. Okay, so the drug that will attach to the acetylcholine esterases, it will covalently bound with it, it will change its structure, and it will never allow this choline esterases to break our acetylcholine into two parts, which is choline and acetate. Okay, so it will never allow to break our acetylcholine and save our acetylcholine. So this was the main purpose of it. But in the case of reversible indirect acting cholinergics, in the reversible, what we see, there is a bond between acetylcholine esterase and our drug and our drug. But this bond is not a covalent bond. This bond can be reversible, this bond can be breakable. Okay, so this is very you can assume that a weak bond which can create, this is not a covalent bond. So a weak bond created between them, and the action is same, that it is stopping the acetylcholine esterases to degrade our acetylcholine. Okay, so this was the major concept of the major difference between the reversible and the irreversible the indirect acting cholinesterase. Now the next thing is this, that our irreversible indirect acting cholinergics is divided into the three parts. Here you can see it, that we have on the depending upon the time in which they are showing their response. So first is the short acting indirect acting cholinergic agonist. Then there is intermediate acting, last is the long acting. So short acting means that it is performing its action within 30 minutes. Okay, and intermediate acting means it is prolonged and it is showing its effect within 3 to 6 hours. And long acting means it is showing its effect within 12 hours to a few days. Okay, so this is depending upon their time of duration. Now let's see the examples of it. So first, in the short acting drug we have androponium. Ponium. Okay, and the intermediate acting we have three types of drug in it, which are neostigmine, neostigmine, phycostigmine, and pyrostigmine. So stigmine is remains same, just phyco and pyro. Pyro spelling is Pyri. Yeah. Okay. So these are the three drugs which are placed within the indirect intermediate acting phycostigmine. Last is the long acting drug. So in the long acting drug, we usually place organophosphate. Okay, so in the organophosphate, we have a drug which is uh, endo ecothiophospate. Okay, but if we see the examples of irreversible indirect acting cholinergics, we will see here that in the example of it we have organophosphates here. But now you are going to say that in the long acting I also write organophosphate, and in the irreversible I am also writing the organophosphate. So here is the reason for it. The reason for it is that uh, actually the organophosphate has very long type of duration. So and it produce irreversible or covalent bond between the drug and the acetylcholinesterase. So due to this covalent and a strong bond, we consider that organophosphate is in the part of irreversible direct acting cholinergics. And in the organophosphate, this is the family of drugs, and this is the actually name of the drug, which is okay. Organophosphate mean any kind of organic group is attached with the phosphate. So in the example, the ecothio is attached with the phosphate. Now this is going to be its part. So एज यू कैन सी आई होप कि आप लोगों को ये कंसेप्ट आपको समझ में आ चुका होगा. नेक्स्ट लेक्चर में हम लोग इन सब ड्रग्स के बारे में पढ़ेंगे. हम इकोथायोफॉस्फेट के बारे में पढ़ेंगे, इनका एक्शन पढ़ेंगे, हम एंड्रोफोनियम के बारे में पढ़ेंगे, हम नियोस्टिग्मीन, फाइकोस्टिग्मीन और पायरोस्टिग्मीन के बारे में पढ़ेंगे. इन सब को कवर करेंगे, ठीक है. और एक टेबल की सूरत में हम इनको पढ़ेंगे. जिस तरह हमने डायरेक्ट एक्टिंग कोलिनर्जिक एगोनिस्ट का टेबल बनाया था, हमने सिटाइलिन कोलिन को देखा था, बाद में कोर कार्बाकोर को एक टेबल के जरिए से देखा था और वो इजी हो गया था काफ़ी हमारे लिए. इसी तरह हम इन ड्रग्स को भी एक टेबल की फॉर्म में कवर करेंगे. सो आई होप आप लोगों को ये लेक्चर आज का समझ में आया होगा. अगर आपको फिर भी कोई भी कंफ्यूजन है इस लेक्चर के मुताबिक तो आप मुझसे कमेंट करके पूछ सकते हैं. मैं आपको उसको ज़रूर आंसर दूंगी. सो मिलेंगे नेक्स्ट लेक्चर में एक नेक्स्ट टॉपिक के साथ. लेकिन तब तक के लिए अल्लाह हाफिज़.